TRW, and this is the Crusades. Looking at the Battle of Ascalon, fought in 1099. Later on in the summer. Alright. The first player is the Egyptian side, so I guess in general we have a Crusader Army over here, the Crusader Army under Godfrey. Godfrey's the overall commander. The Crusaders have 3 commands. Godfrey's command. Godfrey is a formation commander as well. There's Robert and there's Raymond. On the opposing side, there are the Egyptians. Overall commander is El Afdal. Right here. He is also a formation leader. Oh, and the only other formation actually is Sudan. So the Emir of Sudan, I should say that again. The Emir of Sudan. Alright, that's his formation there. Alright, what of note? So the El Afdal has no combat modifier. That's interesting. I don't see that often. Command span of 6. The Emir of Sudan has a command rating of 3, but that is, we have to make a big mental adjustment from Royalists and Roundheads, because that is on a 10-sided die. So 3 is pretty low. Command span of 6 too. But actually all the leaders, Raymond has 6, Robert has 6, Godfrey has 6. Actually all the leaders in this battle have a command span of 6. At least the Emir of Sudan has a +1 combat modifier. Raymond has a +1 modifier and a command rating of 4. Robert has +2 combat modifier, as well as Godfrey. And Robert also has a command value or command rating of 4. Alright, so I think I guess I'll also point out that the Egyptian army is starting on the offensive. They are the first player. They both have attack commands. And Godfrey's army, all 3 of these commanders have a stand command. Alright, for units, just so I am basically aware of my capabilities here. Sudanese, we got a bunch of Sudanese skirmishers. They are bowmen. They're bowmen. These guys got 2 Egyptian units here. Oh, that's it. 2 Egyptian units here. They are spearmen. Oh yeah, we do have some more differences. So these guys right here, that cavalry silhouette is heavy cavalry. No, I'm sorry, those are mounted bowmen. That is heavy cavalry. So heavy cavalry with the sword and shield, mounted bowmen with the bow. Okay. And these ones are mounted spearmen. Okay, so mounted spearmen, mounted bowmen, heavy cavalry. Heavy cavalry and mounted bowmen. Okay. And on the Crusader side, we've got Crusader heavy cavalry, heavy cavalry, heavy cavalry, heavy cavalry, heavy cavalry. I guess the Crusaders only have heavy cavalry. I guess that makes sense for mounted units. Yeah. So it's this whole line of the mounted heavy cavalry, Crusader heavy cavalry. Then we've got just bowmen, infantry, bowmen infantry, bowmen. Yep. Actually, that's what we have. So kind of the basics for this game. Okay, so like I said, the first player for the Battle of Ascalon is the Egyptian side. Game turn, order, phase, initial placement, commands, command change. Not gonna change the orders. No, not this turn. Okay, first player movement phase. So far this looks like Royalists and Roundheads. First player movement phase. Step A, check for units how to command, and then move. Alright, so attack. They have to move, one half their movement allowance rounded up. They must stand closer to enemy units than they began. Crusade, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. This looks like Royalists and Roundheads, and I'm just going to look real quickly at what's different, what's not, because we have Crusader heavy cavalry. So let's look at steps. Have they changed the steps yet? Step loss. All combat units with a reverse side have 2 possible steps to lose. Units with no reverse side are eliminated with 1 step loss. And then Crusader heavy cavalry have the 1 and 2 steps loss. So, okay, so yeah, now I remember. So Sudanese, actually they have a second side, so, okay, it looks like there might not be any one-sided, looks like there aren't one-sided, like there aren't one-sided units in this particular battle, so take the infantry here, they take a hit, they flip to their backside, take a second hit, then they're eliminated. The Crusader heavy cavalry is a little different. They take their first hit, place a 1-step loss marker under them, and you subtract 1 from their combat strength, movement allowance, and morale. So with 1-step loss marker underneath, morale is now 7, movement is 5, and strength is 4. Then you take another step loss, you flip it over to 2-step losses. Now everything is 2 less. So it's morale 6, movement 4, strength of 3, and then the third hit eliminates it. We do have ranged combat. We have ranged combat. We have bow, mounted spear. Otherwise, this looks like. Okay, it does have the charging Crusader heavy cavalry, can basically do a second attack. What it means is charging Crusader heavy cavalry units that were attacking in advance, they were attacking and they advanced after combat basically, can now move up to 4 movement points. At the end of their movement, they may attack any enemy units in their frontal zones of control using the melee procedure. So it's like a breakthrough attack, second attack, breakthrough movement and attack, and then that's it. Okay. Victory is the same as Royalists and Roundheads, except that we're only gonna start looking for whether you roll on the losses table starting with turn 5. All right. This scenario I think is 15 turns. Yeah, 15 turns. Yeah, otherwise it looks like it's the same. Yeah, and obviously a D10 system. All right. So these guys, need to do some major movement here. Let's see. And this is really. This looks like the basics here. There's essentially no terrain to worry about. Oh, movement. This is really... It's be interesting when I move from here to Crusades 2 again. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, so let me pay attention to this. The Sudanese bowmen. Yeah, bowmen have a range of 3 hexes. So isn't that interesting? I mean, the mounted units push. Just seems interesting because they're going to push. So they're going to move. They're going to have to move at least 4 movement points. That's quite a ways up there. Oh wait, I never thought about that. Doesn't matter if... I guess it doesn't matter if they're blocked. I wonder how that's supposed to work. Alright, let's go. Well, actually, they're gonna have to move a minimum of 2 anyways. The Sudanese, okay. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So all these 3, 3, yeah, all these infantry have movement allowance of 3. Halved 1.5 rounded up is 2. So 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Four, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I guess he only had to go 3. The heavy only had to go 3. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so conducting fire across the Crusader front line. They finally rolled a 10. when that Crusader bowman unit fired on the Sudanese cavalry there. Mounted spearmen. That is a step loss. So take him, flip him over to his reduced side. Now he has a morale of a 4. And he rolled a 4, so he just barely passed there. Then this Crusader bowman unit fired on this Egyptian spearman unit. They rolled an 8, which is a morale check, but they rolled a 1 and passed. So all of that firing, but one result of one step loss there on the Sudanese mounted spearman unit. Now we go to offensive fire. Okay, so actually, as the Sudanese fired, so the idea for the Egyptian side was to attack the Crusader missile units first. So they went after their counterparts, and they actually rolled very well. They rolled 3 9s across the front here, causing a step loss here, so that they're flipped over, and a step loss here, and this unit also failed their morale check, so they're reduced and routed here. So then we go on to the first player or Egyptian rally phase. They don't have anybody, they need to rally, and then just real quickly, one more thing, reduced units. So here we have the Crusader bowman unit. Its full strength side is 4. Its reduced strength is 2. You subtract the reduced strength from the full strength, and that's the amount of points you use to compute or to check for the victory table. Although again, in this design, unlike Royalists and Roundheads, we're starting on the 5th turn and after, but I don't think I ever clearly showed that for Royalist and Roundheads, but that's how you handle reduced units on the board. So here's an Egyptian spearman here. So full strength on their front, they're 12. On the back, they're 6. So if they're reduced on the board like this, they're worth 6 of those loss points for determining victory determination. All right, so then we will pick up again with the second player or Crusader. Let's see, movement phase. Yep.